Episode number 402.
I would just say it's about building something small and getting traction, testing it out into the market. The market decides whether your app is good. People they ask me all the time, do you think it's good? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I can just tell you the fundamentals are there, but we won't know until the market tells us it's good. It's their opinion that matters, not my opinion.
Welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff, where we talk about life, dreams, social media, and business.
Well, hello and welcome to the Be Real Show with Travis Too Tall and Huff. Folks, you know your boy is always fired up, ready to bring you a little fuego in your days, nights, weekends, or whenever you are listening to the show today. But after this show, I think we're going to get a little naked, folks, because anything you can think about today could possibly be an application, a tool, a software. As we know, so many times you've seen this. However, that does not mean it's going to be a success. That does not mean it's going to be, you can execute that. And that's many times why you need an agency partner, especially a leading agency partner in the OCLA area and worldwide with his thoughts and leadership. And we're going to get into that. Mr. John Discoll. John, are you ready to be real?
I am, Travis. So excited. I feel like the energy is so high. I love this.
We're ready, baby. We're ready. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I said I need to find a way to bottle my energy, baby. One day we're gonna put that.
I'd buy it. I'd buy whatever you're taking, man. I'd buy
it. So before we get into the business, obviously we're gonna get into that. How you guys are serving people, how you guys are helping people, what you're doing for folks. Sure. Take me back into your story and history. Were you always into the cutting new if you want to call it websites and apps as they were developing or as they were starting to come out on our phones? I remember when it was first starting. It's like nowadays the apps are completely different when they were first going. But were you drawn to that as a youth?
Yeah, so I started getting into technology pretty young when I was, but I was like an entrepreneur first. So I think like technology was always kind of the way I saw myself, reaching out to the world and actually being able to interact and market. So I started, super young. I think the first applications I started making professionally was a Salesforce project in 2001, which was pretty early on in the Salesforce days. I actually had the CEO used to call my office back in those days. So it was
Mr. Pretty off. He said, "Hey, what's up? What's good?"
Yeah. Oh, to collect the bill sometimes.
Let's get that money, baby. Let's get that paper, baby. Let me get that money, baby.
So I was doing that, but I was in my first startup, which is a financial startup. I sold that in 2006 and started to make technology as a service for others in consulting. And so that was kind of always my goal, was to be consulting and really be able to help others utilize technology the way I did. And so around 2008, March 6, 2008 was the first day of the App Store. I happened to be watching the presentation that day, and they explained how the App Store was going to be available to all of us. And I signed up that first day.
Wow. Yeah. So that was the beginning step of obviously becoming approved to launch apps, literally build apps and launch them on the Apple Store. Obviously you can launch them on Android or anywhere, but Apple's obviously one of the most relevant as of today. And still that was revolutionary because they built a system kind of like a lot of the best businesses where others are going to build on top of them now, and build content and build the next big things. That obviously nowadays you have the, Airbnbs, and you do so many things through the application, spending. I mean, I was thinking about doing some travel stuff, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in bookings and commitments and stuff like that, all on a device, on your phone, with the ease and convenience of being able to watch a football game, sitting with the wife, and literally booking a trip to Hawaii, which we were doing this week, from the apps that are out there, and so it's very relevant for businesses that obviously don't have a presence. A lot of our brick and mortar businesses, and even before the 2019 stuff happened to us all, and businesses had to transform in many ways. you know, a lot of businesses we're still doing things the brick and mortar way in a 2022 world, basically, you know. And but tell me, back in the beginning, what were some of the first types of apps you guys were building? What types of the first things you guys were helping?
Well, we were in the banking industry mostly, so we did a lot of financial, which is still one of our strongest areas. But what ended up happening is I had a medical app come to me probably around 2010. 2011, and they came to me and started talking to me about an insight that they saw about people being able, like telehealth, essentially being able to, you know, because the ERs were busting out of the seams, and they were like, hey, we think doctors could be sitting in a room and help people and not bring sick people into ERs and stuff. And I was like, okay, great. I'd never really worked with a startup before, and they're like, you know, they didn't have a lot of money, and they're like, hey, we can raise money. And I'm like, okay, sure. So we started like working with them, and then it busted out of the seams, and now this thing's a huge deal. They had a big acquisition for like $250 million a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So this thing became a big deal. So it kind of got me into the idea of disruption, and we started kind of, instead of just doing banking, we got into the disruption business, and that is what we've been doing ever since. And it's been a blast. Like, we get to reinvent industries. What I've really found, Travis, is that it's what I saw in 2008, that every industry was going to be reinvented, and it's only a matter of time. That's all it is. And people are like, oh, no, everything's been invented. No way, that's bullshit. It's everything is being reinvented all the time right now. Like, the whole idea of banking, and I come from that world. So like, the idea of going into a bank is done. We're done with that.
Done.
But they still have these buildings. So they're still hanging on to that old way until those are all gone.
Right.
Then they finally have given up.
They've kind of like consolidated, it seems like, too, like less locations available. I know, like, when I have to go to my ATM to get cash, even at some points they don't have cash at the ATM. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I mean, it's just interesting at some point when you think about it too, because the availability of that. Now, obviously, you can pay with your phone, and you can pay with so many different devices. Apple Pay is an incredible application to be able to just seamlessly swipe things and pay on the gas pump or things like that. And it just, obviously, you don't have to touch anything, or the PIN codes and blah, blah, blah. And some actually ask you for a PIN code for your security and protection too, which is a good thing. But it's fascinating because you're right. Banking's done. I mean, they're but how many more businesses, like you said, there are holding on to that brick and mortar buildings, the fundamental things that have happened the last 50 to 100 years, that we're 2022, baby. I mean, I'm cashing my checks as easy as possible on my mobile app, as much as we can, because if the thing spit out cash, I would do it too, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, you know, it's as if they're getting a ton of utility, and let's just be real, they're able to process me as a banking customer with less resources, less manpower, more profitably on an application. I mean, if I'm doing my own banking, I'm literally processing my own checks. I mean, that's the ideal world, right?
Kinda. I actually think we're going to a place where this concept of a bank is over. So this is, now I'm talking way futuristic, but I can just tell you, we're already seeing this. We started coining them as Trojan horse banks. So in a sense, you're holding your money in a place, Venmo's probably one of the first ones, where you're like, okay, so-and-so paid me because I bet on the golf course, right? And so I'm hanging on to my money there, and then I go pay my housekeeper the same way, and I just leave the money there because there's no reason for me to take it out. And that concept of a Trojan horse bank is happening. We are literally probably working on 5 projects that are just like that.
Like, so, Robinhood, you have the Robinhood, you have crypto, you have the cryptos, you have
everywhere.
Even like the eBays and things like that. eBay's moving to some new stuff where they're going to be doing stuff like that with the vaults. And be able to do things digitally and have things move more digitally for you as a consumer, and having some of your money in a digital vault with them, so you can easily move things. I mean, it's interesting. It's very fascinating.
Well, even the movement of money, the concept of it taking a couple of days, all of that, that's just going away. Like, we're completely getting to where transactions are instantaneous, deposits are instantaneous. Where you hold your money, you're probably going to hold your money in 5, 6, 7 different places, and not in a singular place. And so we are getting into places where, apps where we're actually, we can see where all your money is because it's in different places.
Right.
The aggregation of banking is happening. So
that's actually really smart. And crypto accounts too, because you might have 5 or 6 different crypto accounts, or you might have wallets in different places. Obviously, the same thing with the stocks. You could have multiple different stock portfolios. Robinhood, you could be on E-Trade, Ameritrade, any of the other ones. There's millions of them out there now, it seems like. Obviously, very legit ones too. But you're saying it's very true. There's aggregation of data, I think, is the big thing. In the sports car world, I'm going to tell you a big one, John. I'm going to tell you a huge one. In the sports car world.
Okay.
Big. A lot of the companies are going after comps, which is, how do we comp this card? I have this Dak Prescott, patch card. There's not many of them in the world. This is specifically, let's just be real, it is his rookie card, and there's only a few of them. There's only a few of them out there, so it's hard to comp this card. But there's 10,000 of them. The whole point is, there's so many sales happening out there, not only eBay, but all these other sales. Now, Whatnot, which is a live selling platform, meaning I can pop up on Whatnot and buy packs from people, and they open them live for me right there. It's a $2 billion, $3 billion business now. Whatnot is. They do comic books and apps and clothing and everything. Wow. Live selling. Network too is another big one. Network, which is another huge live selling app. But what they haven't figured out completely is there's all these sales happening, and I don't know if there's any way of actually accurately making this an app. There's a lot of competitors out there trying to do it. But it's a big space. In our space, if there was some way of aggregating more of the data, I know that could be a pinnacle. I mean, as far as a cash cow, because there's so much stuff out there, and there's a lot of actually good ones out there that are doing it. But you could think about that with everything. Like, I'm just giving you sports cards, but just think about that with anything.
It's with everything. I'm telling you, every day, like, I am brought into a world that I didn't understand existed. And I'm seeing an opportunity that I didn't even know was out there, and it blows my mind. And I know how to build the technology, but I don't understand all the problems, the human problems that are out there. And so what's awesome is entrepreneurs are coming to me every day. We get like 150 inquiries a month of people bringing stuff to us, and we're hearing like, oh my gosh, this is a problem, that's a problem, and things I never even heard of. And we're like, oh, absolutely, we can solve that problem.
Right.
Like I just got back from Texas last night, and I was at a big festival, and I had no idea how big of a problem lost and founds are.
Oh, yes.
So we made a digital lost and found at a festival. Do you know that 210 pairs of sunglasses get turned into Disneyland every day?
Wow. I wonder what they do with that. Do they eventually sell them? Do they eventually put them on eBay?
Dude,
How do they
it's
sell them?
Nuts. You just think about like how many, and I'm telling you, this festival, like the amount of stuff we found, it was insane.
Right.
Like,
people are having a good time.
I had no idea. iPhones galore. Wow. Galore. We had tons of them. And so people are on this thing like, I lost this thing, I found this thing, I lost this thing, I found this thing. We found wallets. We found, like.
So it was all done more digitally then. It was more done.
Oh yeah, we digitized the whole experience so that almost like Waze, like you can find something and then tell somebody you found it. Like you're becoming a good Samaritan, helping your friend out.
That's cool.
By finding it or saying, hey, I lost this thing. Hey, if you find it.
Right.
So like all of that is happening, and it's not something I ever thought of.
Wow, that's big. Yeah. And the next thing you could think of with that would be find something, tie it to the blockchain. It has its own code, and then it's out there forever. Then you have.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
You know what I mean? Like
10 million dogs and cats are lost every year. Wow. Yeah, 335,000 people are reported missing every year. It's nuts. The problem is so huge, and I had no idea it even existed. We obviously know there's things are lost,
right?
But we didn't know how big this problem is.
So that's interesting to solve it with a Waze type of model where people are kind of self-reporting being good Samaritans along the way, because there's only one way to do that. There's no way you're going to be able to do that on your own. Just like eBay. I'm listing 40 to 50 cards a day. eBay doesn't got to do it. I got to package 90 cards a day.
Yeah.
eBay doesn't have to do that. I got to do it. They make their cut. T-Hub makes his cut. We do well. Everyone's happy. The customers, most importantly, we want them to be happy. But the truth in the whole model, it's the same thing. It's you need me, I need you. I'm putting cards on. You need it's a win-win. The platform builds based on
it's not about technology, it's about people. It's about connecting people. And that's the part I love about technology so much. People think they get all geeked out about the tech. And don't get me wrong, we have to have great tech.
Right.
But it's not about tech. It's about solving human problems, which is why you find the best entrepreneurs are not necessarily technology people. They're people who get people. And that's the most important thing. So what Steve Jobs was so good about is he understood the ease of use of what we needed, and it needed to be easy to use. And that's the part. A lot of people are just making technology. They think, hey, this is cool technology. That's just really not the point.
Right.
You're missing the point.
Right. Especially if people aren't going to use it. Just like any tool. Like how robust do you want your tool? If I don't use it, at some point, the value that I receive from it becomes like the pinnacle. It's like you start excited, you're not using the tool, then can you keep affording the tool that you're not using? Every business obviously can burn cash, but how many people want to burn cash? Then you start saying, well, do I need the tool? And at some point you're going to be like, I don't need this damn tool anymore because I'm not using it. Now there's a person that's using the tool, taking advantage of it. It's robust. It's incredible. But a lot of times, like you said, it's like we try to overcomplicate things. And I think that obviously there's great to having a million bells and whistles, but then there's a certain point where it's like, dude, I don't know what the hell to do with this thing. And for $700 a month or for $500 a month, if no one's using it on the team because no one knows how to use it because it's so damn cool, there's a problem there in that it's damn too cool. It's got too much stuff in there. It's the opposite of Apple making it simple on me, and and that the best obviously companies know how to do that. They know how to keep it
That's simple. Why we're called Naked. I mean, it's about simplicity. So if you think about software, we normally love it when it's really simple and we use it a lot, right? And then it gets so complicated. And then all of a sudden it's got too many features. And then all of a sudden we're like, how come Facebook isn't relevant anymore?
Right.
Maybe because
everything.
It's too big.
Jobs, dating, a million things in a one.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
I think that's Robinhood really did that with finances, I believe. They gamified it. I could easily cash in and out of my stocks faster than I could on my E-Trade.
Yep.
And then with swipes and, they give you the emojis and obviously they're tying to the meme culture and things like that. Good or bad, you can agree with that or not. But the ease of use of that platform is incredible in that the swipes and the clicks, it's the same transaction. It's just less clunky when I go on my E-Trade app. It's like, oh, this is a way more clunky experience. I love E-Trade. Great company, great app. But that's what Robinhood did to gamify it as well as make it easy. Like you said, another simple step to, hey, you want to buy $50 of Berkshire? Go ahead. We're going to fractionalize it for you. You can buy $50 of this now. Yep. And I think that's an incredible thing too for the future too, because not everyone can get into Berkshire way. A shares at $500,000 now, you know what I mean? Let's just be real, but you can get a slice, baby. You can get a slice of the B shares, you can get a slice of the Amazon or the Tesla or something you want to be in, and you keep putting into it and it adds up for those that, and a lot of times you have to learn that way, especially for these kids, man. They got to learn, baby. What types of industries or businesses outside of finance businesses are you really gravitating to right now? What types of ones?
We're working on a new style dating app
nice.
Right now with Peter Thiel's investment on a project. We have a real estate app that sorry, my dog's in the background.
Oh, no problem. We're on the Be Real show, man. We
had a real estate application that Ashton Kutcher's group just funded a couple weeks ago. That's pretty cool. Hang on.
He said, "Pops, I want to be on the show, baby. We on the Be Real show. We ready."
That's Bear.
Do you find that more and more of these entrepreneurs are looking to disrupt new industries within like real estate and?
Everywhere. Yeah. I mean, what's cool about it is all you have to do is make something simple and then get some traction, and the money is easy to get. That's not the hard part. But what's problem is everybody tries to either build it really cheap or they build it too big. Gotcha. You don't want to build it cheap or big. You want to build it really well, but small. That's the way to do it. It's not about being cheap. So people go, oh, I'm just going to come up with a thing, go send it over to India. I'm sorry, that story just doesn't exist. Nobody sent their app over to India and it became a big success. It just doesn't happen that way.
Right. Otherwise, they
call me after. We have to fix it. Now you can scale in India, you can do stuff like that, but the startups don't happen there. They happen here, and we scale them there. So now I would just say it's about building something small and getting traction, testing it out into the market. The market decides whether your app is good. People they ask me all the time, Travis, you wouldn't believe it. Hey, do you think it's good? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I can just tell you the fundamentals are there, but we won't know until the market tells us it's good. It's their opinion that matters, not my opinion. Who gives a shit what I think? It's about, what does the market have to say about this thing that we built? Did we solve the problem? Did we really create something that solved this human issue that we're talking about? And that's what it's really about. It's about digging in and understanding the humanity of the thing. And then does this software really solve that problem?
Right. And I always say if a good app, you're just drawn into wanting to click that app again. You're just drawn to want to go back into it, see what's cracking, see what's going on. It's constant. And a lot of it provides a lot of value too. And I just envision so many disruptors in the industry. That's why I always love learning as well. And I love having experts like yourself on the show because you can teach and learn. But like you said, folks, think about this with my man. He's building incredibly big apps. We're talking big hitters on the show. Ashton, Peter Thiel. I mean, we're talking the top of the top here. If you're trying to build an app, keep this mindset. Build it simple. Build something that builds traction. Get the followers going, and then, like you talked about, scale somewhere else. But a lot of times, the biggest thing I will say beyond all that, John, is that a lot of the businesses, they don't know what to do, and so they need an expert. They need to hire a company like yours. Because without that, there's no, maybe they have the direction, they have the insight, they have the knowledge. And a lot of times they got the paper, baby, they got the capital. Let's just be real. Because sometimes it does take a little bit of money.
What's funny about that, Travis, is a lot of those apps I just mentioned and those investors that I've just mentioned, those guys didn't start with those investors. They started with a little bit of money and they got traction, and then those investors came. It wasn't like these people came in with millions of dollars. It didn't work like that. They came in, a lot of our guys start with just a design project for $20,000. They start there. And then we try to get them prepared to get investment. Then they get to the next stage, stage. It's about, you can't do it all at once. You can't just go out and get millions of dollars. Just nobody gets it. It never happens like that. So you have to build something, convince people, build something, convince the market, get traction, convince the investors. It's stage by stage.
Right. That's a great point. Even if you have a lot of money, even if you have $100 million you want to just blow, you might as well take this approach, build the concept. You know what I mean? Let's just be smart with this thing. Bootstrap it again, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. The scariest customer I ever get is one with a lot of money.
Right. Oh, dude, I know. But the biggest thing too, I find, is a lot of those ones, they don't know why the hell they're doing this. They don't know why they're doing it. Why do you want to? I don't know. Do you want to just burn money? Let's go burn some money, baby. It's just funny. You know what I'm saying? It's just you want to just burn money? Let's go. It's just kind of funny in some situations, especially with marketing and things like that. You can run ads somewhere, and why the hell you run this ad? I don't know. I just want to be out there. Okay, sounds good. Let's go. And obviously on the media side, I was working on the media side. What are you gonna say? They want to buy an ad on Oprah or wherever the show was, the Super Bowl or whatever. Hey, let's go. Let's find them in. Take me into this now, my man, because we're about to take you into our top 10. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, I'm ready. I hope.
Which is your favorite, Apple or Android?
Apple.
Netflix or YouTube?
Ooh, Netflix.
Instagram or Facebook? Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram. Oh,
Instagram. Yeah. And you guys have a cool Instagram too. Give your Instagram a plug too, because I liked you guys' Instagram for a company website for companies. You know, I like your fun feel as well as video content. Just a good vibe on their Instagram.
Yeah, it's Naked Dev.
Naked Dev, baby. We're putting that in the show notes too. I like that, man. It's hard to do as a company to keep that vibe and on Instagram especially. But I like you guys. When I popped up and saw, I was like, I like that vibe.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
absolutely, my dude. Absolutely, my dude. When you're thinking about a good meal, what you gonna choose, chicken or steak?
Oh, steak every time.
Steak. Laptop or smartphone if you had to hit the road right now?
Oh, smartphone.
Smartphone. Spotify or Pandora?
Oh, gosh, Spotify. Oh, Jason's gonna kill me for saying that.
Spotify. Well, Pandora is still the OG platform, but Spotify just goes deep on that content, baby. Yeah. They got so much content on there, and they're both obviously very still relevant. As some people like Pandora and some people like both, and then obviously Spotify nowadays with the
my co-founder Jason just loves Pandora.
He loves Pandora. Yeah, oh nice. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I think Spotify eventually is going to be a competitor to YouTube. You know what I mean? With the amount of video content and the bandwidth, I think they eventually will be a competitor to YouTube quickly and easily by just having the artists release their videos on there. Why not? Let's go.
Absolutely.
Movies or video games? Which one do you choose?
Oh, movies for sure.
Movies. Yeah. Reading books or listening to books?
I'm a listener. I'm an Audible junkie.
Let's go. Do you do the speeded up versions or you just do like the 1X?
Oh no, I do the 1X, but I did. I get how you get the email at the end of the year. They tell you how many hours. I did 385 hours.
Nice.
On Audible last year. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And Audible is the best thing too, is because you could be doing other things, be productive.
Yeah. I start my morning every day.
It's a great way to get the day going, get some positive message in your mind, and also go deep in some knowledge on any type of topic in the world. You can pick and choose, and if you like to speed it up, you can speed it up. I had Tom Billiou on the show about episode 100 or something, and we're now 400 episode in, so it was a while ago. But he always said 4X, baby, 4X on the Audible. I'm like, how in the
4X?
Yeah, like I said, everyone's different. It tests me to do like 1X and then 1.5 at some, and then 1X is really my sweet spot though, because
I like
to take it in and I like to absorb it all. If you're thinking about diversifying the portfolio, stocks or real estate?
Oh, that's such a tough one because I like both. Real estate,
baby. And if you were to hit the OC, because we all deserve a vacation, you're hitting the was it John Wayne Airport? We're out of here, baby. Where are you going to go? Oceans or lakes?
Oceans.
Oceans. What ocean would you want to go to today?
Oh, gosh. I was just in Mexico a few days ago.
Let's go. You already been on an ocean, my dude.
I'll say, I'm going Mexico again. Yeah.
Too much fun down there and too much vibe. I love the vibe of Mexico, man. Just nothing like it. You just start feeling good when you go down there and start wanting to have some tequila.
I'm a Cabo junkie. Yeah, Cabo junkie for sure.
Oh yeah, Cabo is the spot. Cabo is absolutely the spot. When you're waking up in your morning, John, you're getting ready for your day, pumped, energized, ready to take on the challenges of life and your business and everything. Why do you love being you?
Oh my gosh, I love the routine of it all, the process of it all. I love the wins. Don't get me wrong. I actually love the wins. But to me, I think if you're going to be good at anything, you have to enjoy the process.
Right. Because that's part of the growth, the learning, the development. And not everything's going to be a dub, man. We learn just as much from our L's as our dubs, right?
Absolutely.
If you're not taking some L's too, you better be looking in the corner because you're gonna take it. You can't always be winning, baby. We can't be all going 17 and 0.
I've got more losses than wins, that's for sure. Yeah.
I feel like the losses propel bigger wins.
Oh, big time.
Losses propel bigger wins. You get smarter, more efficient, and a lot of times you only can learn through learning, which is acting, doing, recording, podcasting, whatever that is.
You have to have the guts to put yourself out there. You can't just go, I'm going to wait and over prepare this thing until it wins. That's just not how you win. You win by trying. Oh, W. That's
boom. That's what it is, baby. That's why I get in the football field. They practice, baby.
Yeah.
And eventually that's why you see the stars, the Michael Jordans and the Kobe's. You didn't see all that hard work they put in, but they've been putting in that work to get to that accolades. Do you think you'll ever retire from this business? Do you think you'll ever retire from entrepreneurship?
No.
Hard to do for entrepreneurs.
I would never retire. That sounds crazy to me.
You can do less work always. You can always hire more people. You can always.
I do less work now.
Right. I always say like that's a big part of like once you get beyond like your 30s. I just hit 40. Like once you start to get financial freedom too in your life and business, and obviously you can, you know, I'm dealing with a little different challenge. I got a 3 and 1 year old, but for a lot of us, you know, financial freedom has created you can help people, employ people, etc. Yeah. But that is also a time to, I always say, just kind of live your retirement, like do the things you wanted to do, live the dreams. Because while you're doing it now, you're younger than you'll ever be. Yeah, you could have maybe saved that money. It could be a little bit more in the stock market, or it could be a little bit more in a house. But then you'll never forget those memories you had created right then, right now, that at 60, 70, you ain't going to want to do that. You're not going to.
No.
You know what I mean? No. So capitalize on that moment, baby.
I just hire people that are better at it than me. That's
right.
It. Simple.
That's the best CEOs do, man. That's what the best CEOs do. It's a hard thing to do, though. I know talent right now is a hard thing to find right now. I mean, it depends on the industry, but.
Yeah. I think it's building a culture that will draw talent.
Right.
So build a place that nobody wants to leave and everybody wants to be at.
Dude. And if you, man, there's so many businesses that need to take that model in, man. They got turn and burn, like constantly.
And take care of your people. Make sure
make sure they're paid.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Otherwise, they're gonna be looking for a next job. Like it's
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
There's too many people like they're just looking for that next opportunity. That if you aren't in the culture process finding them, or in the payment process finding them, they're going to be on to the next thing before you know it. You're going to train them, and then boom, next thing, I got to find someone else.
One of the things I'm most proud of is our turnover rate.
That's huge, bro. It's huge. Like I was thinking about that too. Like I have a lot of the team that have been with me since the beginning too. And I think about that all the time. Like, I'm like, damn, I'm grateful for that. Cause in the social media agency, there's a lot of turnover, a lot of people get burned out, blah, blah, blah. And just to be grateful for that, because man, they stuck with you, baby. Let's go. They believe in the dream and they're with you, and they're prospering along the way. Do you have a routine on how you start your day?
Oh yeah. It's obsessive. Yeah.
What's your routine? Sure. What's your routine? Bring us into it.
I get up at 5 and it starts, in my bedroom, make my bed, go through, brush my teeth, feed my dog, get some coffee, I kind of spend an hour kind of doing like meditation and Audible and all of that. And then I hit the gym in the morning at my house and spend about 45 minutes doing that. And then I walk right into my office and do my thing. Yeah.
The best, dude. I think more and more people are realizing the benefit of working at home. I just had another one of my buddies that he always believed in working long hours in the office, and he was in the real estate business, hundreds of properties and all this stuff. And I'm going to be the last one to check out. And he's like, oh my God, dude. When he figured out, like, you can just have a great work from a home environment. You create the discipline for yourself, just like you do with anything else. And it allows a ton of more time in your life to do other things that you enjoy. That why are we stuck in an office just to sit there, man? Like, what the hell? That's not.
I tell everybody I start early. I quit by 3. I work roughly a full day, but I try to get as much done by then, and then I move on to my night routine. I have a morning routine and a night routine, and just go through that. And I love the process of preparing and getting better. And I live for that.
That's a big part of entrepreneurship too. Like a big part of the most successful entrepreneurs, they're always preparing the next day. They know what's on the head, and they also some of them like will make sure they get their heavy stuff done in the mornings, or heavy things done like you. Like, get their things done, and then the afternoon's light. Keep the afternoon light, baby. Couple more last questions for you, my man. What is the favorite app or tool that you enjoy using every day or in your business? That's a hard one, baby, because you're probably building so many. You're like,
gosh, so good. That's such a tough question because I love so many of them. You know which one I use a lot, and it's not one I can plug from us. I love a lot of the apps we do, but probably one of the ones I use the most. I really love Tony Robbins' Breakthrough app. I've been using that a lot. Just start my day with that, and going through the classes, and just it keeps me really brushed up on where my mindset is and everything. And I really enjoy that. But I probably use Audible more than anything for sure.
Audible's the number one. Nice. Audible.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man. Incredible value on that tool, baby. If you could sit down with the steak dinner tonight in the OC with anyone in the world, who do you want to sit down with tonight?
Gosh. I think, well, this week I'm having dinner with Tiger Woods for sure, because I want to find out what he's doing. Yeah, because I want to see if he's going to play the Masters. But I would say normally Elon Musk would be the answer to that question.
And that is a very popular answer. I think Elon is like literally Einstein of today.
He's the new Steve Jobs for sure.
Steve, there you go. There's
if Steve was alive, I'd say Steve. But you know,
absolutely.
I definitely, either one of those guys would have been great. Yeah,
dude. And Tiger, dude. We'll talk about always on the comeback, baby.
Dude, the guy's relentless. Yeah,
always on the comeback, baby.
Yeah,
my Tiger?
I love it. Yeah.
Where's my Tiger auto? I have to.
Oh, you got one.
When I was a kid, I would basically like send off. I would send off letters to these folks, and I would ask them like, "Hey, I'm a huge fan. Would you sign something for me?" And a lot of them would actually sign stuff. And this is like when Tiger's
awesome.
Millions of years ago, it feels like. But dude, that's incredible. But yeah, let's go. Let's pray for him to have on the comeback, baby, for the golf market. For the sports car.
I think he's going to play this week. I'm very excited.
That would be insane, bro. For the ratings, for the vibes. Can you imagine the ratings on that?
It's gonna.
The last couple times, like remember the wave of people like behind him, like the last couple times. You remember dude.
Yeah. There was a quote out that said, "You could play naked this week and nobody would notice if Tiger Woods is playing."
Let's go, baby! Bring it out, baby! We're playing. That's amazing. Is there a book that you sticks to your soul, or you reread, or you kind of just?
Atomic Habits by James Clear. Probably one of my top ones. Yeah, for sure.
Love that book, dude. I love that book.
Changed my life absolutely, because it made me realize that there are no home runs, only base hits.
And that's what it is. And it's waking up every day, taking those base hits.
Yeah.
Big wins, baby.
Getting those swings in. And everybody, all the entrepreneurs I meet with, I just feel like the most common thing is everybody's trying to hit a home run. And it's the worst habit you could ever have.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like the youth are trying to hit grand slams, man. They're trying to go, hey, I put $10 in crypto. It's $100 million in an NFT. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me, guys? Like, dude, this is reality, dude. Like this, you can't put $100 into something and it turns into 100,000 in like a week. Dude, that doesn't exist on earth except for the lottery. Like, I agree. It has happened. It's like the lottery.
Sure.
It's people are going to feel the ups and the downs on this shit. And the lesson is, like you said, it's the base hits. It's like go buy $100 in crypto, turn it to 150, 200, 300. Then, if you're trading and things like that, take those base hits. I know I don't do any trading, but all the most successful traders or even gambling, the gamblers, they're just trying to get that little edge. They're not trying to get the whole win. They're not trying to get the whole enchilada. They're just trying to get that little edge every day, the 1% gain a day or the 2% gains a day every day. And then they're constantly flipping it. That's how they basically win.
It's funny. I just, you can win the lottery. It's a real thing, but it's not a good financial plan.
Right.
So, Yeah. And
it's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to do.
I've never hit a home run in business. Never seen it.
Dude, that's crazy. And think about, folks, the connections and the people that you're around and ability that you've created for yourself. And what you just said is, you didn't expect this. You just keep hitting base hits and you just keep waking up with the man of routine, baby. And when you enjoy what you love, dude, you enjoy what you love. And I can feel that in your vibe as well. But dude, as well, folks, I like to also gravitate people to the business, because we might have someone on the line, entrepreneur, successful, et cetera, or even getting started that has the capacity to take that first step with you guys, and to send them your way if we can, because that's what we do here, baby, at the B-Roll Show. Let them know so we can put them in the show notes for you. Where's the best website, or where's the best place for to learn about?
Just go to our website, nakeddev.com. There's you can click the button there and get a chance to chat with me about what you're working on. Love to hear about it.
And then I saw you personally are also on like LinkedIn as well. Just
Yep, LinkedIn. Same thing under either John Driscoll or Naked Dev, and then all of our Instagram, Facebook is all Naked Dev, so it's easy to find.
And we'll put that in the show notes. So you guys, I like the IG, baby. But dude, I appreciate your soul and energy. I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you hopping on the Be Real show. I tell every guest the world is still full of tons of abundance out there in the world today. So I continue to wish and put that on you, as well as obviously the customers that you're working with and the opportunities you have in your life, my dude. Tell Tiger, my dude, let's go, baby. Your boys got
let's go.
And we're ready, man. But thank you so much for your time today, folks. You've been hanging out with a legend in the game of apps creation life. And dude, and I really appreciate your soul and energy and what you said about hitting base hits every day, because I think that is such a real message we need more and more. Folks, Mr. John Driscoll and Travis Too Tall and Huff, we want to thank you again for your time today, and let's keep being real. What another epic episode. And if you enjoyed the episode today, can you please do me a favor and subscribe to our podcast, The Be Real Show, on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. And also take a little time today, if you don't mind, and give your boy T Huff a review. I would really super appreciate it. And thank you so much for listening today. We're all going through a lot right now. And Real-Time Outsource, my business, is giving back to local and small businesses. Through our social media services and campaigns, we are actually helping small businesses get more exposure during these times, and also when we get through these times. At the end of the day, we don't know how long this is all going to last, but most importantly, you got to think about your business right now and take it seriously. So come check us out at realtimeoutsource.com, and we would love for you to qualify and get the process started where we can take a look at your business and see if we can qualify you for some of our services. At little to no costs for most of the businesses, and some businesses, you're going to have to pay, but that's part of life, right? But most importantly is that I think this is the time, folks, that you can actually help thrive in your business. And so I would love to help you personally with our team. We're all going through a tough time right now. So take advantage of us. realtimeoutsource.com. Check us out, and we would love to do some business with you and help you with your social and digital media in 2020 and beyond.